Right, hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to speak about reasons why you may want to date an asexual. Whether you're say you're heterosexual or homosexual or something, and you're perhaps looking for a relationship or something. I keep saying or something, I really need to stop doing that. But perhaps, I'm just going to give you reasons, 3 reasons actually in this video, as to why, perhaps going towards the asexual, because I as an asexual would personally like to date a heterosexual person. It sounds a bit weird seeing I am asexual, I'm not a big fan of sex, but dating a heterosexual person is completely fine with me. It's the people I tend to look for. It sounds really bad, but it's also the people I tend to find, because obviously they do take up the majority of the population. So, if you're heterosexual, if you're homosexual looking for a homosexual relationship or a homo-romantic relationship, as we'll get on to talk about, then just stay tuned. So the first reason that perhaps, dating an asexual is a good thing and perhaps is better than dating like another heterosexual is, we're less likely to sleep around. And what I mean by this is we're probably, obviously I can't generalize this to all asexuals, I can't generalize this to all people either. I mean, there are some very, very loyal people out there, but it's crazy how many marriages end in divorce nowadays. It's crazy. My parents got divorced, and the reason was because of adultery. I probably won't go too far into it because it's very personal, but a lot of marriages end because of it, and because of cheating and sleeping around and stuff like that. So, as an asexual, obviously I don't have any sexual attraction or desire or anything like that. So I'm not going to go, yeah, I'm just going to have sex with this person now, screw you, quite literally. We're less likely to do that. Well, for me personally, I like to build, or I tend to build when I get close to someone, like strong, like emotional relationships, and that's a lot, that's who I am. And rather than the whole sexual side of it, I like to get intimate, I like to get physical still, but just not the sex thing. I like the idea of making out and stuff like that still, but I'm not going to sleep around. You could say that I might make out with someone else, but no, I'm not like that at all. But I'm just saying. Anyway, this is very too personal where I'm trying to generalize it. Asexuals in general are less likely to sleep around. Is point number 1. Point number 2. What is point number 2? Point number 2, asexuals are less likely to force you into anything you don't want to do, like sexually, or less likely to be persistent, like about wanting sex. I know for a lot of relationships I've heard about and stuff, sex is often the problem, and maybe it might be different aspects of sex. Perhaps the sex isn't good, or perhaps there's one person that wants it a lot more than the other, or there's one person that's persistent about it or stuff. So if you're not into sex that much, or perhaps only want to do sex occasionally, then an asexual may be the right person for you. That sounds like I'm trying to sell asexual. That's so bad. I'm an asexual myself. I'm not trying to, but yeah, date an asexual. Why not? This video is really just a bit of fun. I'm not. It's not meant to be that serious at all. But yeah, it might be an idea. Obviously, it can work the other way around. If you're watching this and thinking, I want sex a lot, sex is such a huge part, then perhaps don't date an asexual. In fact, don't, just don't, because you're not going to get what you want, let's be honest. So yeah, that's point number 2. Point number 3. I keep forgetting my freaking point. What is point number 3? Right, point number 3 is, I'm not sure how many other asexuals feel this, or how many, it might just be a personal thing rather than me being asexual and thinking this. But obviously, because we don't, I can't generalize this at all actually, because, so I don't know why I'm making this point, but it's a point personally to me, and a few people I speak to are the same. But obviously, because we're not interested in sex, we're not really, it's not a factor or anything, we are more likely to, me personally, I just would love to go on adventures with someone, and that person that I'm close to, or in a relationship, just be, as well as, rather than the sexual aspect of it, just explore and have adventures with, make memories with, go on cute walks along the beach with. I value a lot more the romantic side of it, and the romantic, aspects of it, you know, like actually valuing and putting value on like first kisses and stuff like that, and just like little things like that, and just little I don't know what you call them, just like really cheesy, you know, romantic things like sometimes you see in films and stuff. But in all honesty, that's what I love. I love that stuff of it, and it's not the case. I would never think in my head that it's like, yeah, if I do all this cute stuff, you know, I'm gonna get to have sex with her later on or anything like that. You know, I'm not obviously I don't ever think that, but I really value these romantic things, and I know I've spoken to a couple of these, and not all asexuals are like this at all. I know quite a few like their own company more than like other people, so they don't feel like this at all. But I know a fair few that just want to just go on adventures and just want to do all this stuff with like someone or get close to someone and be in a relationship like that. So whether it's just an asex, if it's like, you know, something that does, you can generalize it to some asexuals or not, or whether it's just a personal trait of mine. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really prove that. But let me know in the comments down below if this is a factor for you. If you want to find somebody who, or want to get close to in a relationship with someone to like spend adventures with, spend time with, and stuff like that, and do all this stuff with and make memories with, then let me know in the comments. You know, because I'll be very intrigued because that's exactly what I want. And you know, I get very lonely, and I can only dream of that. And I think I'd be, I think I'll be a good guy. Like, I think I'll be a good boyfriend for sure. It sounds very, cocky and stuff, but I reckon, you know, I reckon I could treat whoever I'm with, you know, well. I really do. And yeah, so that's the third reason. A fourth, like, extra fact. This isn't a reason or anything, but this is an extra fact. That not a lot of people who aren't asexual, like, they kind of reject. Quite a few people do. Asexuals can still love. You know, I can love somebody. Just sex isn't love. And the fact that some people believe it is, and that because it is making love, you know, the fact that we can still love someone just by doing all this stuff, or just by getting close to them and stuff like that, in more aspects than just intimately close or having sexual intercourse close, you know. Obviously, you can't really get much closer than that, but, you know, we can get close in other ways, mentally, you know, and emotionally, and, yeah, and even physically to some extent. So we can still love, you know, and I just want to say that is perhaps that's another reason why dating an asexual is quite a cool idea, because we're just like everyone else. We can still love, and we still feel love. I keep saying love, but yeah, we're still like that, you know. We still have a heart, just like every other human being. If we didn't, I don't think we'd be here. So yeah, the fact that people forget that some of the times or just disregard that, it kind of sucks, but you know, that's the way it is. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you learned something or, you know, liked it, this style of it, I'm a bit more jolly in this video, a bit happier than my last few videos. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I had a blast making this video, so I hope you enjoyed it too. And I'll speak to you very soon.